Hello and welcome to
The weekly non-debatable Detroit Heat Report.
presented by Surfside. I'm your host, Frank, and we're covering the week of March 31st all the way through April 6th. Let's get to it. Prayers up. The most notable injury in Detroit is Justin Verlander, who is scheduled to start on Easter Sunday on Sunday Night Baseball. He did not go due to hip soreness, which makes you wonder why they had him in a squat on opening day catching the first pitch from Brandon Inge. A non-injury prayers up is the Huskies, who lost to the University of Michigan last night. And then lastly, we have Isaiah Stewart, who is out as well. This has to be my lowest point as a Wings fan. Arctic fucking tundra, the Detroit Red Wings. And to everyone who keeps calling me pathetic for crying over this team, thank you. If loving and wanting the best for my favorite team in the world makes me pathetic, then I'll wear your pity like a badge of honor. I'm not too cool not to care. I'm not too old not to pout. These are the Detroit Red Wings we're talking about. Childhood Frank could never fathom a day where this team was the laughing stock of the NHL. 90s Frank wouldn't believe you if you said this team had no heart, no fire, no passion. 12-year-old Frank simply wouldn't believe that the Detroit Red Wings held the longest active playoff drought in the NHL. So shame on me for not giving up. And shame on half this roster for doing the complete opposite. I'll keep casting spells and mixing potions until something hits. Blame can be laid in all directions. The players seem to come out flat every single game. They lack creativity and physicality. They seem to lack identity and passion. They fail to play complete games and finish anything they've started. And simply put, they don't hate to lose. Coaching. McClellan seems to say everything right in the media. But what's missing in the locker room? Why can't he seem to push the right buttons, put the right lines together, or light a fire under these guys for a full 60 minutes? And lastly, the biggest, most glaring question in the entire Detroit sports fan base and Red Wings organization, general management. Steve Yzerman has been building this roster for 7 years and has cold. The Detroit Tigers have not had the start to the season they were looking for. Casey Mize has been a little sluggish. Javi Baez is swinging at pitches in the dirt. Where to even start with these Red Wings? These guys are just slightly better than Arctic fucking tundra. Will Vest blew a 9th inning lead. And the biggest cold here has got to be our Michigan State Spartans. While they've both had good seasons in hockey and basketball, Michigan, the team down the road, is doing much better than they are, winning national championships and playing in the Frozen Four. Despite Michigan State hockey being the #1 team in the country, they have failed to make the Frozen Four the last 2 years. And right now in Spartanville, as me being an alumni, it hurts. It stings. Nightmare Easter. I mentioned that Justin Verlander did not pitch in the game on Sunday. That was just the beginning of the nightmare. Keider Montero was who took the hill. Nothing against him, it's just not Justin Verlander. The Red Wings lost in horrific fashion to the Minnesota Wild, with Patrick Kane, the least likely guy in the world, blowing it with a late third period bonehead penalty. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. To add to the nightmare, every single team that the Detroit Red Wings needed to lose ended up winning that day. And obviously the Tigers lost to the St. Louis Cardinals. He is risen, but Detroit has fallen. Wish you were here. Quinn Hughes, back when Detroit was thinking of trading for you, I did not want to give up the farm, thinking you were asking too much, and I did not want you here without signing an extension. Looking back, I changed my mind on that completely. I would do anything to have you here. I would give away all of Midas's gold to have you in Detroit. I have no doubt we'd be going to the playoffs if we had Quinn Hughes on the back blue line. It's sad that you are not here. I hate when people are alone on this list, so Gordie Howe, you get to join Quinn Hughes because, of course, we wish Gordie Howe was here. R.I.P. to the king. Wait, now you're good? Elmer Soderblom and Vladimir Tarasenko. You guys stunk for us, and now you're out producing any number you ever put up with Detroit, with Pittsburgh, and the Minnesota Wild. There's got to be something wrong with the culture in Detroit. Well, that was nice. Opening day was an awesome day in downtown Detroit, the warmest day of the year, gorgeous out, the Tigers won, and Brandon Inge threw out the first pitch to Justin Verlander. Remember he was in that squat? Is that where he hurt his hip? Either way, gorgeous day, beautiful time in the city, the unofficial holiday of Detroit, Michigan. Coming soon, Cade Cunningham's lung is reinflating and will return before the NBA playoffs. Great news, Detroit. A tradition unlike any other is right around the corner. Hello, friends. Hot. Not too many hot in Detroit sports right now, but Kerry Carpenter has hit 2 bombs. Colt Keith has a hit in his last 5 games, and Alex DeBrincat is probably the only bright spot on the Detroit Red Wings right now. Scalding. U of M hockey is in the Frozen Four again, playing Denver this weekend. Framber Valdez played great on opening day, pitching 6 scoreless innings. Burning with the fire of 1,000 suns. The Detroit Pistons have clinched the #1 overall seed in the Eastern Conference, and they did that without Cade Cunningham for the past month. Since going 7-2 in November, they have not given up first place since then. Congrats to our Detroit Pistons, the brightest spot in Detroit sports this year. University of Michigan basketball won the national championship. Thank you for joining this week's Heat Report. I'm Frank, and this was presented by Surfside. We will see you next week.